Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the 12th house vibe. It is Bodhi, you guys. Thank you for your presence, whether you are here presently as a guest in 12th house or whether you'll be watching the playback. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for your energy. Today, we will be talking about the power of water. The power of water. I always say, or just, I encourage people to speak into their water. So today we'll be talking about how powerful that is and the scientific concepts behind the power of water, the power of speaking into your water. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for joining. We will have the Honorable Duhkulu as our guest today. I'm so excited. He's going to be speaking on the scientific concepts behind our topic, okay? I'm always saying how powerful it is, but today we'll dive a little bit deeper to see exactly why it's so powerful, and the Honorable Duhkulu will be giving us that information. He'll also be sharing his experience or his lifestyle in respects to poly van life. Okay, so we're going to get, into it today. It's going to be a great vibe, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. We will also be having Shawn Belton back as the artistically gifted talent for today. So he will be coming in and out during the break. But we're going to start off with Mr. Duhkulu, everyone. Hello there.
Hey, peace. Hey, peace and love.
Thank you for being here today, Duhkulu. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So I first met Duhkulu through a social media reporter called World News, right? And I remember World News reached out to me because I was living out the country, and he had you on the other line. He was like, this young brother is very intelligent. He knows a lot of stuff. He, wants to move out the country, and he would like to hook up with you. And so, just to ask some questions or whatever. So that's how we, vibed out when I was living out the country. So are you still planning on moving out the country or?
Yeah. So peace and love to everybody. First, thank you for having me on your beautiful program. And yes, I want to give thanks to the world for putting us and connecting us together, because we wouldn't be having this build or previous, conversations that we had without them. So, I'm thankful for that. So, we plan on, moving outside the country, like actually back to Africa. We actually have land in the actual tropics right now. We have about 8 acres, and we're actually doing van life to fund the land. And so with the money that we save doing van life for the next 2 to 3 years, that'll be the money that we're going to be using to actually build and resource and finance the land when it comes to things like that. So we don't want to take out a loan or borrow money from anybody.
Right.
It's completely paid off.
Very smart. Very, very smart. So do you mind sharing the location of where your land is at, or you just want to keep it off?
Yeah. No, it's in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Dominican Republic, yes.
Beautiful place. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited. I've been watching you and your journey ever since then. And just like the growth is amazing. Your mind is already expansive. You know what I'm saying? And so watching you and your goddesses, come together and grow and really create this kind of lifestyle is amazing. You guys, before I forget, his contact information is below in the description box of this video, you guys, before I forget, just in case if you want to communicate with him or, follow him on Instagram and his story, his lifestyle, because it's really inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So as I was saying, you're very knowledgeable, okay, about a lot of scientific information and concepts. Like when I started watching you, you would break down scientific knowledge, which can be so like overwhelming, right? Like, but you break it down to a point where anybody can understand it. And I was very intrigued with that. And so when you got to talking about the molecules of water and all these things. I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing this on a spiritual level. But it's so amazing how you scientifically broke these practices, down, So what kind of led you down your journey of, being a seeker, being a seeker of knowledge? Like what led you to that?
So I've always been very, very intelligent as a child. I used to be able to do things that other children couldn't, and I would use it to my advantage when it came to, for example, like we used to have this game in school to where they would put marbles or M&Ms in a jar, and then you would have to guess how many are in the jar. And at the end of the week, whoever got the closest or guessed the right number would get extra credit, or they would get to take home the pet hamster and things like that. So I ended up winning it almost 3 times in a row, and the children got tired of it, and they told the teacher that I was cheating. But really, I just understood volume, like how to be able to do like all the subtraction, measure the circumference, all that stuff within my mind. And like told the principal, parents, like out of my, and everything like that. So I've always been a person that was, good with my hands. I used to take skateboards apart, take bicycles apart. I used to mix parts and everything. I used to break down computers, everything. So I've always been a person that was really into engineering and science. I just didn't, like take it on. So as I grew up in high school, I became very athletic as well. You know what I mean? So I started playing football, all-state track. Actually got a collegiate scholarship for football as well at Midwestern State University, and and decided that wasn't for me like later on in my life. But I've always been into the science, but it wasn't until I had my own spiritual awakening that I began really tapping into myself, really tapping into what I want to do in the world, what's my purpose and things like that. And I really began to rediscover the gifts that I had as a child. And just when I began like putting my eyes on this information, it was just easy,
Right. Yeah.
And I've been on the journey.
It's like relearning what you already knew. It's like something woke up. It just woke up inside of you. Wow. Exactly. So what initiated the awakening? Yeah.
So my awakening, I actually woke up on my 22nd birthday. I'm born on Christmas, 12/25. So
Capricorn.
So I literally went to sleep one day playing Fortnite, playing video games, and then woke up the next day, having psychic experiences, seeing more vibrant colors. I could hear things that I once normally could, or like couldn't. My mind was communicating with me a little bit more than frequently. You know what I mean? And things like that. Spirit was communicating with me, and I began studying, what this was, what I was experiencing, and I figured out that I had a spiritual awakening due to, I guess, the timer that I set, or the stress that I had, or just, is what I was going through at the time. It just awakened me to a higher level of thought, you know what I mean? And I've been on the journey ever since, trying to understand, why we're all awakening, why we're all going through this, these phases that we're all experiencing.
Yeah, man, because we're all definitely evolving, right? Whether it's consciously or not. I mean, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Well, that's beautiful. I'm so happy that you started your journey, though, Duhkulu, because, like I said, I think that you are, a master teacher, or that you're very well on your way. If you don't want to be in that place yet of being a master teacher, because I just, something so complicated as science, you just break it down, and I just appreciate you and your awakening, and you know what I'm saying, so that you can spread this knowledge. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in respect to your lifestyle, right? I see you are creating a platform or a foundation where it consists of poly, right, and van life. So what's going on with that? Like, tell me a little bit about poly life, your experience with it, and then, we can get off into the van life as well, because you guys have been preparing for this van lifestyle. I'm so excited for you guys.
Hey, yeah, hey, babe. Sorry, my queen just came in the building, but yeah.
Well, hello there. It's, hello. That's his goddess. Zay, what is it? Zaya? Zay? What's her name? Zoe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay! I got it. Hello, Zoe. Hello, beautiful. That's his goddess, Zoe. You guys. Now, where is the? Because there's two of them, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so where is it? Oh God, Lena.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm getting good, y'all. I'm trying. This is a memory exercise. I'm trying. But anyways, okay. So where is she at? Is she here?
No, she's actually in California. She'll be here tomorrow, actually.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she'll be here tomorrow. Dang, goodness. Well, listen, we're gonna have to have you guys back on, like all three of you. You know, I was telling Duhkulu, like maybe when you guys get off in the van and you're doing your thing, man, like I would love for y'all to come back on. And Goddess Zoe is graduating from her graduates. Is it graduates? Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, Queen. Oh my God. And nobody take it away. So, you know, you got it. All right. Okay, you guys. So I'm sorry, we done got off of okay. So, but how is that being you with your two beautiful, and they're both beautiful. So you being with these two beautiful women, you know, and I know how, you know, some women, not every woman, but I know how women are. So how is it, you know, dealing with two energies, magnificent energies?
So first, I want to say that I'm lucky, you know, obviously to have one beautiful woman, let alone two beautiful women, and not just beautiful, but intelligent, emotionally mature for their age. I'm 24, she's 24, and Lena's 22, I think.
Very mature energies, very mature. You guys have definitely been here numerous times, all of you. Yeah.
And you know, so I just want to start off, you know, like by there, but to introduce Polly, it's something that my grandfather has already been practicing. You know, I am part European as well, and he is a Mormon. So he has 4 different wives in 4 different states, you know, with their own homes and things like that. And Zoe's grandfather, you know, she's actually from Ghana, Africa. And yeah, her grandparents are polygamous as well, and they practice it up there. So it's already in our blood, you know. So when we both awakened on our journey, it was just something that we thought that would benefit us and help us grow emotionally as well as spiritually, you know, mentally and financially and physically as well, you know. So those were the aspects of us beginning this relationship. Those were the intentions behind our relationship, you know.
So both of you guys were on the same page.
Yes. Yes. Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. All
yes. Right. And you know, it's combine that with what we know about the world, combine that with what, you know, we know what's taking place with automation, with the way that the world's heading, you know, not to go into any details, you know, like to put any fear or anything out there, but the world's changing, you know, and we have to change with it, especially if we want to thrive in the world. You know, it's the people who go with the change and prepare for the change are the people that are the most successful when the change comes, you know.
That's right.
So
the most adaptable. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so me as a young Black man, I'm going this way with my life. You know what I mean? And I want to make sure that I do it the right way. You know, there's a bunch of relationships on the internet that all of y'all can look at and see that are different for different people. You know, every poly relationship is a unique relationship. You know, you can't take one relationship and then judge that based off another person's.
That's right. I understand that.
You know, because we're all different energies. You know, we're all different, and we're all gonna, you know, create different chemical bonds. You know, just to throw a little chemistry in there. And it's been a beautiful experience, you know. So I'm lucky to have these two beautiful women. You know, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for Zoe, if it wasn't for Delina always grinding me and making sure to be the best version of me.
That's right. Wow. Well, congratulations to all three of you guys. You know, I'm definitely going to be following you and your journey. And like you said, everyone's different. You know, of course, the poly life or the polygamy or whatever, you know, it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But for those, I mean, I'm just like, hey, you live what you know, you do what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? That's very important. And there are, like you said, there's a lot of couples out there that are successful with poly, with, you know, so it really just depends on what makes you happy. Very, you know, happy for you guys. It seems like y'all vibe. Both of your women are very intelligent, you know, so I mean, yeah, you know, I'll definitely be watching and supporting you guys. every step of the way. So what are some goals with Poly? What's the financials like? How much money are you guys saving, with having that kind of relationship?
So as of right now, we're in our different locations. Me and Zoe are moved in, been living together the last year. So we've been saving for van life. She's been living in California and saving and living in her own apartment and things like that. So right now, she has her own finances, and that's something that we want to focus on as well, is that when we do come together, yes, we have one, account for all of us to put in money, but all of us to have our own finances, for all of us to have our own bank accounts, our own separate things, because we don't want to be restricted in this relationship. I don't want to, Zoe to control all the money, or me to control all the money, or Delina to control the money. Like, we're all equal parts of this relationship. We all work. We all have jobs. So we all bring a part to this relationship. And so when it comes to finances, we've been able to save a lot of money. Like, that's how we've been able to afford this van life and afford everything that we're doing. It's all self-investment. Like, we don't have any sponsors, we don't have no donations, none of that. All of it's our own money.
Right. Okay. So what are your goals with the van life? Like, what's happening right now? Where are you guys at in that process?
Okay. So right now, we got the van, we took out the carpet floors, and it's all on my Instagram. Y'all can go look up my Instagram. Go type in Duhkulu on Instagram, or Duhkulu _Nature King 9 or Elemental 9 Harmony, and you'll see it on Instagram or on YouTube, right? But it had like raggedy carpets in there, so we took out the carpets, we stripped it down. We put installation flooring in there. We put wood flooring on top of that, and now we're doing wood floor paneling on the top, which would be the base floor, and we're doing it all ourselves. All ourselves, all ourselves. And we actually are gonna do a live stream, I think Wednesday. No, a Tuesday, and that's when we're all gonna be doing the van life, all gonna be working on it, all converting it as well.
So what's going to be inside of the van? What's inside?
I wish we had photos I'm going to show everybody, but basically we're going to be having a queen size bed in there, cabinets, dressers, a sink, a mini fridge. We're going to be having a TV in there. We're going to be having lights, speakers, carpet. Oh yeah. I mean, it's very roomy. It's very roomy. And like, once we get done here, I'll send you some, photos of what we're like, trying to get like in designs and blueprints and things like that.
Oh my God, that is so cool. Okay, so how does it work? Because I know you guys will be traveling. So you guys will be traveling. And so what happens, like, when you have to use the bathroom, when it's time to shower, because somebody that watches this will maybe inspired in some way, like, man, that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I wonder how, you just never know. So
hygiene is clean. Hygiene is something that we hold valuable over here with our group and what we're doing. Like, that's why we're going to more of a holistic technology version when it comes to our land and things like that as well. So when it comes to showers and bathrooms, for the first couple months, we're gonna have a 24-hour fitness pass.
Gotcha.
So like, me and Zoe and Delina are avid, we work out in the gym. So that's something that we're gonna be doing as well, is poly workout videos, poly, activity books, like poly cookbook, and all this stuff,
Okay.
So is we are our results of our techniques, our food, our diet, and everything like that. So
That's so cool.
So we're able to shower in 24-hour fitness. It's open 24 hours. I mean, we can go to,
Absolutely.
Walmart,
I gotcha. Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, Duhkulu, we're going to bring, we're going to go ahead and take a little break real quick. Okay. When we come back, we will be talking about the topic of the day, the power of water. We do have a couple, pictures to show. Hopefully it can get on here and I can make it do what it do. So Duhkulu, I'll be back just a second. Thank you, darling. We're going to be bringing in the amazing Shawn Belton on our break here, you guys. Thank you for joining me so far. Who's in here? Hi, Tammy. Hello, Starflower. Thank you for being here, Mob. Lanisha, Journey Continues. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Everyone that's in the room. Appreciate your energy. Tina, McClary, hello. All right, Alita Shepherd. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jada. Okay, so we're going to be bringing in Shawn Belton. He was here before. She's going to be vibing with us right now, giving us some art therapy. Artistically gifted, spiritually gifted, empath, love is energy. He talked to us before about tantric energy, but today, he's going to be giving us some live art therapy. Okay, as we bring him in, his contact information is below, just in case if you guys wanted to vibe out with him personally or purchase any of his work. Hello, Shawn. How are you? How you doing? Oh, wow. He's outside, you guys. Yay. Shawn, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome. Welcome to the vibe.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing good.
So, what are we painting today?
We are painting. Entity I saw in my dream that happened to be in the water.
Wow. We can see it. Oh, that is, you already drew it out. Okay. All right. We got it. Yes. So this painting is inspired by something you did in the water.
Yeah, something that I saw in my dream that was in a liquid.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, he's outside with us today on this eve of the full moon. They said it'll be a super full moon tomorrow coming in, and it is not void, you guys. It's not void. So, time to release and manifest, I guess. And
This also was inspired by the moon a couple of nights ago.
Oh,
It was like a gray, kind of gray bluish.
on the moon. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The moon has been showing out here lately. And so we got a super full moon, the sap moon, because it's around the time where, the tree starts to sap. There they call it the warm moon because, the ground starts to break from being frozen and the worms come up. We started seeing a lot of red robins and stuff. I mean, it's a great time, you guys, to speak into your water, right? To release what is no longer serving you and then actually speak into your water to create what it is that you want. Depending on my time tomorrow, I may or may not try to do a release full moon, ritual that I do. I'll try to do that tomorrow as a live, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, you guys, this is Shawn Belton. His contact information is in the description box if you care to vibe with him in any way. All right. This painting is water inspired and it's also inspired by the moon. All right, Shawn, anything you want to say before we go back to Duhkulu? We're going to bring you in towards the end again.
I was just going to share my experience with water that I found that was very powerful.
Yes.
A couple years ago, I took a trip to LA, and I was there for about a week, and visiting a friend, and I took a road trip by myself to San Diego for the day, and I went to this beach called Black's Beach. For those of you who do know or may not know, Black's Beach is a new beach. Um, but the water there, mind you, the beach is black sand, but the water is very therapeutic there. It's a whole different experience from the Atlantic Ocean. But I definitely felt like I was taking like a spiritual bath in that water.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, water is so powerful. I mean, and as an empath, Shawn, it's so important to be around water or, even if it's a bathtub, but a more natural landscape is best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's so healing. Not only can water, assist in our manifestations, but it also assists in healing, which a lot of people know. You know what I'm saying? So it's a cleanser. It cleanses the energy. You know, I mean, I know when I used to work a lot. Um, 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 the first thing I would want to do when I got home was to get in the water, to get in the tub or the shower and just wash the day away. Oh my goodness. Um, and so I used to do that even before, I became into my awakening, and so I just never realized like, wow. I mean, I used to realize like, I just feel so much better when I get out the shower and when I get out the tub, but I never, really knew why. And then my awakening came some years later, and I started to really, get off into why is water so healing, and so magnetic. Then I learned we can use it to manifest, not just to heal. And I was like, oh, Lord, okay, let's get it. So I have my water here, beautiful people, okay, and it's warm. I always say speak into warm water. All right, but it could be cold water. I don't know. I think for women, it's important to drink warm water because of our womb. It's warm and cozy. It's easier for our body to digest warm water, you know. But whatever. I mean, even if you speak into cold water, I feel like you'll have the same kind of effect because I used to speak into cold water all the time. But I have my water. I hope you guys have your water. Thank you for your presence, everybody that's in the room. Hello, love you guys. Everybody who's watching the playback. Hope you're enjoying the vibe. Okay, Shawn, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to bring Duhkulu back in, and I see you in a minute, Shawn. All right. Hello, Duhkulu.
Hey, how are you?
All right. Thank you for your patience. But did you enjoy the break? Was it pretty good?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I said, were you able to enjoy the break with Shawn with his?
Oh yes, yes, that was a beautiful painting that he's working on.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful that he talked about Black Beach in San Diego because I actually stayed there for 8 months on a beach, on the exact same beach in a van.
Oh my goodness.
8 months. Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah. So when he talks about the black sand, the mountain, the waves, yeah, man, I lived on there for about 8 months, and it was a
That
beautiful
is
experience.
crazy. And we would have never known that you lived there and he was talking about that in respect to this painting. So that just lets us know it's all divine. You know what I'm saying? It's all divine. I love it. You're drinking your water. I got my water. Yeah, man.
Water's a blessing.
So let's vibe out on the topic at hand because, yes, the water is such a blessing. Lord have mercy. The power of water, the power of water. Now, for those of you that is watching or joining later that may not know, Japanese, I believe it was Japanese, right? Pseudoscientist, and he was also an author, Dr. Emoto. He did a study, a scientific study, proving that human conscious had an effect on the molecular structure of water.
Oh yeah.
So can you explain, right? Because what happened was in my journey, I meditate a lot. And so it came to me that I needed to speak into my water. And so I was like, oh, well, that's weird. But when I was thinking about how water made me feel after I had immersed with water, I was like, well, why not? It was from, I don't know, a short time after I came across Dr. Emoto. And I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like it just blew my mind. And so I really started speaking to my water. Also gratitude too. I also speak gratitude into my water. That's really what I speak into my water is gratitude, like for the things that I don't even have. And of course, for the things that I have, you know what I'm saying? So can you go a little bit deeper into your experience with the power of water, or even the scientific knowledge that you have grown to know about the power of water?
So one of the reasons why I break down the information or the knowledge the way that I do scientifically is because this is how the mechanics and the physics works of this matrix, of this reality that we're all experiencing, this earth, this universe, and these small components to what seems like flowing water to us that are really on a microscopic level or even a micro microscopic level, like moving and orbiting at different rates than we even perceive, you know what I mean? So being able to understand the scientific understanding, the physical background, the mechanics of it allows you to connect with it spiritually on a different level than just feeling it, because now you know that there are microscopic things taking place while you're drinking your water. For example, right, if you want to hold your cup up, right, or this gallon of water that I have, right, well, what we realize is that there's trillions and trillions of microscopic water molecules, individual water molecules that are all bonding together to form this water. Right, millions. The same way how we have millions of cells that make up our organism, you know what I mean, and millions of planets that make up the solar system, or millions of planets that make up a universe, the same thing. So just starting right there with water is very important to understand, is that you're not just looking at flowing water, that there is layers, filters, microscopic levels, that there are atoms orbiting each other. That is what creates the water, and I think that allows us a holistic experience with the thing that we're interfacing with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, the way that you just break it down, you're like, yeah, oh my God, that makes so much sense. It's not just what we're looking at. It's definitely, a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes, 12th house energy. A lot of things that's going on behind the scenes to be able to, for us to visibly see what this is. You know what I'm saying? So, oh God, yeah, man.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm ready to get started, man.
All right, let's go ahead.
And to speak on the experiment, right? This has been something that has been throughout many different civilizations, throughout eons of time, is that do we have an effect on water? Because first thing that we have to understand, that water is one of the most abundant things on this planet. We have more water in the ocean than we have landmass, and it's hard to comprehend that. But water is something that our bodies are made out of. It's something that you need. Like, we can go days without food, but try going days without water. You know what I mean?
Water.
You
can't do it.
You can't. You know what I mean? Air and water, is super important when it comes to what we need to even exist on this plane. So man, understanding water is gonna allow you to understand the ocean, the rivers, the moon, the universe, because it's all fluids, it's all water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's very powerful. Chosen to Win 33 said, when I shower, I sing to the water. Girl, me too. I'd be up in there. Yes. Okay, thank you. It says, refresh, renew, and hydrate me. This is confirmation for me. Thank you both for sharing your experience and your knowledge. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here, Chosen to Win. Girl, we be singing to our water. Yes. Duhkulu, do you sing to your water?
Yes. I might not have the best vocals.
Me neither.
But the water feels the energy. The water feels my intentions behind it. You know what I mean? So
exactly. It's a beautiful thing. Starflower said, I'm drinking my water. I know that's right. Yeah, man. Thank you for everybody that's in the room. So with Dr. Emoto, right, and him, doing this scientific study, where he was able to show that when you speak different things into your water, so if you were to speak things like hope, it would crystallize into this beautiful shape. But if you would speak things like fear, jealousy or hate, it would be like these ugly, which I do have a picture in there somewhere, but can you just go a little bit deeper into, this knowledge behind it?
Yeah, so before we get into breaking down the actual crystallization of the frozen emotion, because that's what it is, it's just a a, a, a transfer of emotion through a medium via water, and then the freezing of it, and then taking the picture. So we have to like understand where these emotions come from. Obviously, our minds, our hearts, our bodies, right? So when we think of the word hate, right, that's a certain frequency. If you can imagine a certain channel, okay. Now, when you think of the word love, right, that's at a different frequency, right? And when you think of the word hate versus the word love, thinking of the word hate is produces different chemicals in the brain that allow you to experience the emotions of hate. The same thing for love as well, So just thinking of the word love, emits you a loving frequency. You know what I mean? The same thing for hate. As you can tell when somebody's mad when they walk in a room, or if they're thinking hateful thoughts, you can feel the energy.
You can feel it.
Exactly,
You can feel
exactly,
it.
exactly.
You can feel the energy. And so, when I say speak into your water, it's, speaking your energy, speaking your intentions. And you never want to do any kind of manifestation, practices or methods if you're in a lower vibrational frequency. You know what I'm saying? So you always definitely want to stay elevated when you're, speaking into your water and things like that. Yeah, emotions too. Shao said emotions too. Yeah, emotions are a big part of speaking into your water. So we have here, I'm going to put myself out of the stream, and I'm going to bring in this picture on here, Duhkulu. And I believe it's molecules, right? Is this the molecules?
Yes.
Okay, well, let
So
me.
we're gonna look at the water molecule. All right. Okay. So basically, right, if y'all can imagine, each H2O is a specific water droplet. Okay. I want y'all to to understand like what we're gonna be talking about, and if you can show the picture again, each H2O is a water droplet. Okay. So this picture right here, as you can see, is 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Before we get popping and started with the science of it, the chemistry, I have to show y'all's connection to chemistry. Okay. So one of the first things is that we have to realize that the 4 most abundant elements in the universe is what? Hydrogen, which is the most abundant, helium, carbon, and oxygen. These are the 4 most abundant elements. If you had a spacecraft and you were to travel up into space, you would find the most of these elements: hydrogen, helium, carbon, and oxygen. Right now, let's zoom it down to Earth. Okay, if we were to find the most abundant elements here on Earth, it's going to be hydrogen, helium, carbon, and oxygen. Right? Not as much carbon because, or not as much helium because we can't do anything with helium. Right? But it's majority carbon because we're made out of carbon, oxygen, which is the air, and hydrogen, which is a mixture of water. Right? So we have to understand that our bodies, right, the composition of our body are made up, out of elements: carbon, right, water, right, these different type of elements as well. So that's our connection, right? So we have to understand when we're breaking down water, right, we're talking about the periodic table, right, of elements, right, the 4 basic elements, right, wind, earth, water, and fire, right? So now y'all probably heard the saying, right, or probably seen it on a lot of different, commercials, labels, H2O, right? H2O means 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Okay. The first thing you got to understand when we're talking about atoms is that every atom has hydrogen atoms in it, right? And this is, known by Dr. Gabriel Aibo, right? He's known as the world's greatest mathematician. He's a Nigerian man. He's a black man, right? He's completed Einstein's theory, basically, showing and proving that we all have one common is connection between all life forms, all aspects of reality, and that's the hydrogen atom, right? Everything in this universe starts with the hydrogen atom. That's why it's the first element, right? So what is the atomic number and the atomic makeup for an oxygen atom, right? 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons, right? So what does that mean? That means 8 hydrogen atoms gives you 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons, because what is a hydrogen atom? Just a proton and an electron, okay? So if we wanted to get gold, right, we would just take 79 hydrogen atoms, right? If you can find 79 hydrogen atoms in the air, right, or wherever you find them, and you take them and you combine them together and you get 79 of them, you can make the basic element of gold. And then if you plant that gold seed, or however it comes out, right, into a specific area that has the same temperatures that the earth has when it comes to heat and pressure, you can grow more gold, right? And this is what our ancestors were doing in ancient Kemet and Egypt, right? That's why they called it Kemet, for chemistry, because they understood the science of chemistry, how everything broke down, right? So one of the major things in Kemet was the Nile River, right? Was the main source of life, the fish, the trade, right? The energy that is gave their society power through a nuclear fusion of heavy water, right? Was ran off water. So they understood water on a chemistry level, right? So now bring it back to the picture, right? So you have the hydrogen atoms, right? Which are separate molecules or separate atoms, right? Same thing. Then you have the oxygen atom, right? This oxygen atom wants to bond with these other hydrogen atoms, okay? So what this means is that they share an electron. Every atom has an electron, right? These electrons come into orbit, right, with the electrons of the oxygen atom, and then they link up, right? These electrons start fitting the orbit of these other electrons, and this is how they bond, right? So this is how you get the H, the 0, and the 2, right? Or the other H, because they're bonding at a electron level, right? So now, right, that's just one water droplet, right? If you can see it manifesting on a physical plane, that's one water droplet, okay? Now, that water droplet now wants to bond with other water droplets. So what it's going to start doing is those hydrogen atoms that you see on the first one is going to connect to the opposite end of that oxygen atom, on the other molecule, right? And it's going to bond with other molecules and other hydrogen atoms through the electrons. And this is how you get water buildup, and then, physically you get running water, right? So when you're looking at a river, or if you're looking at an ocean, right, understand that that's just not one big 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 body of water, right? That when you zoom in, that there's so much life within the different microscopic levels of water. It's mind-blowing, and this allows you to resonate and to understand that you aren't the only thing that's alive. You know what I mean? That there are other things that are alive that our eyes cannot see, that our senses cannot pick up, right? And it makes you wonder, um, are we a microscopic, planet or solar system to an even bigger giant being, right? Just the way that we view is the planet and view like these molecules, right? So when you're looking at the ocean, when you're looking at the rivers, understand that it's not just one flowing river, that it's millions and trillions, and I can't even fathom the number of microscopic electrons and hydrogen atoms that are all orbiting each other and all maneuvering to create the flow of water, right? Is to create that fluid movement is based off the movement of the orbital path of the electrons, right? And then when you add temperature or heat to it, right, you can turn that water into a gas, right? When you start to freeze water, right, when you put the water in your freezer and you pull it out hours later, it's ice cube. What we fail to realize is that the electrons, due to the electrons due to the temperature, right, are beginning to slow down the rotation, right, due to the temperature, due to the cold, right? Peace.
Hello, I'm listening.
Hey. So these electrons slow down the rotation and the speed within the atom, and this is how you get the slowing down of the movement, which allows it to crystallize and then solidify into ice.
Love it. I love it. And I'm going to share another screen, Duhkulu, with you. I mean, that you had sent me, where it showed the crystallized. If you can explain what this is, I'm going to go out.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
So
my bad.
So image right here, right? these are what the droplets of water that were frozen look like when they took microscopic images, right? So this is one of the image after they spoke specific positive messages into it, right? And with this image as well, right? These are all different images of the same water, right? From the same cup, but just different droplets, right? So they took basically a syringe and they took a big thing of water from the same glass and they dropped little droplets, right? And then they spoke differently into each droplet. And these are the different images that appear. Okay. So when we're talking about speaking into your water, right? These are your emotions captured, right? In water. And notice the imagery, notice the symmetry, right? And here's an image of the 4 different water droplets, right? So they spoke all the different emotions into it. And you can see how no one water drop was the same, right? So the power of speaking into your water is key because you're putting your own energy, your own frequency, right? If you're thinking about love, right, is you're going to think of memories of all the times you experienced the sensations of love, right? You're going to be putting that energy, those memories into your water via your voice. That's the medium that it transfers through, right? That's the medium that it transfers through, is through your voice. But that emotion does not change, right? The same way how a light photon has traveled through different layers of the sun to even reach us here on Earth, right? The energy doesn't change because it's the same energy that produces light, right? And everything that we need to run, like anything off this planet. But the energy is what it is. It's the energy, right? So there's another experiment as well, and I'm young. Go look this up on YouTube as well. Is them speaking positive affirmations into a plant versus speaking negative affirmations and sayings to a plant. So when they did these experiments, they did time elapse, and basically they said, "I hate you." You're trash, you're this to one plant, and they did a time elapse, and you showed how the plant was fed the normal time, the normal amount of sunlight, but you see the leaves start to die off. You see it start to turn gray, a little ugly green, ugly grayish color. The leaves become brittle. And then you look at the positive plant, and they actually have the recordings of them speaking positively to the plant. And you see the life, the upliftment, the growth of it. And what people fail to realize is that, yes, the plant can hear you, but within the soil, there's water stored, right? Water holds memory. And there's a bunch of studies at Russia, at a bunch of other studies at major universities that show you that water, the actual water molecule, holds its memory in its orbital path.
Yeah.
And you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And so within the soil, right, there's certain soils that contain more water, right? So for example, right, clay and loam soil, they contain a lot of water because the space between the soil particles, there's enough drippage and buildup so water can actually build up and store minerals and nutrients that the actual roots can grow into and soak themselves in. And that's how the plants receive the information via the water in the soil, right? So when you're speaking to the water, right, you're speaking your emotional state. So if you're in an emotional state of love, right, and you're speaking into your plant, right, you're speaking directly into the water molecule. You're changing the orbital path of the electron, which is causing just a different frequency. It's moving the same way in a circular pattern, but the frequency, the wave that it takes is different. And that's what changes the actual water droplet and the shape of it as well.
Exactly, Duhkulu. And I have a picture up here, you guys, where it shows you, when you speak into the water, what wisdom looks like, what truth look like, what truth looks like, what peace looks like, versus, the other demonstrations down at the bottom. So I'm just going to bring this picture up because I'm not sure how big it is on their end. It's kind of small on my end. So I'm going to bring it up, you guys, just in view for just a few seconds so you guys can look at what is actually happening, and how powerful water is when we're talking about speaking into your water. It really does retain information. Water is memory, and it retains information, right? So I'm going to pull this up. I don't think you guys will be able to hear or see me, but I'm going to get out and just pull this up for a few seconds, you guys, and then we'll pop back in with the
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys, we're going to bring Duhkulu back in. All right, I just wanted to pop that in because, like I said, I'm not sure if you guys can really see that, but you see how beautiful peace looks, right? And you see how beautiful I love you look. And then you look down at the bottom and it's it has evil down there. You can see the difference in that, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very powerful, Duhkulu, you know, and it's something that I think, you know, could really raise the vibration of our whole planet if everyone knew how powerful water was and how
Exactly.
powerful speaking into it
Mhm.
uh, is, you know, because when you speak into your water, right, we know that water retains information, okay, and so you digest that water, right? Now
Mhm.
that water, which is you, becomes again a part of you and your intentions that you've spoken into this water. So now you have the ability to like breathe, you know, life into your intentions by way of this water. You understand what I'm saying? Since we're all connected, right?
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yes, and to build up what you're saying, it dissolves into our blood, and our blood is a form of water as well. You know, and for the goddesses out there, it's even more important for the queens and the goddesses because the sac, the amniotic sac, I always butcher this word. The sac in which the baby is encased in, that basically helps fight anti-gravity when it comes to like the organs of the mother. That
Okay.
that sac is all water. So imagine if the mother understood, the power of speaking positive. She can speak to her tummy every night and every morning and fill that sac full of positive energy, positive love, and now that child can communicate with that, because the child is breathing in that fluid until what, the second or third trimester.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
This is true.
so so like you're speaking facts when we talk about the power of water, and if we understood it, man, this world would be a different place.
Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, reading to the baby, and then, of course, you know, drinking your water and setting your intentions and digesting it while you're pregnant, you know, speaking good
Exactly.
intentions to the baby that way as well, you know. So, I mean, I think, you know, we are definitely headed in that direction with people, you know, just being more conscious of even the foods that we eat, right? Even the foods, you know, and even, you know, how precious water is. I think we're starting to get off into that way, even though Dr. Emoto did this scientific study years ago. Right?
Yes. Hmm.
So, you know, let me see, I want to add this. Um, Starflower said those positive words while drinking my water. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
And
Then we
that's
have Elemental Nine Harmony. I believe that's one of your goddesses. Yes, we
yes.
do this to one day teach our children high level sciences in ways they understand. That is beautiful. We're definitely going to be talking about your upcoming projects,
Yes.
Duhkulu, towards the end here in just a second after we bring Shawn back in for a break. But is there anything else that you would like to add in respects to the power of water? Was there anything that you wanted to get on that we didn't, that I forgot, or that we didn't get to?
Yeah. Just two things, right? First thing is that, you are your own medicine. You know what I mean? What you put in your mind, what you put in your body, right? First, what you put in your mind is going to determine what you put in your body, which is going to determine your immune system, how and how healthy you are. You know, so just having the information on speaking positive affirmations into your water before you drink it. You know what I mean? You can begin to speak, prayers or long verses of this water is healthy water. This water is going to heal my cells. This water is going to heal my eyesight. This water is going to heal this. And through the placebo effect, through the actual science behind energy transfer, right? This stuff's going to start taking place and start having a real effect on your body. And another thing as well, you were speaking about us eating better and things like that. Once we get to a place to where we can have land and start growing our own food, we can speak positive affirmations into the soil of the fruit trees that we're growing. So the fruit, so that energy is like not only transferred through the water, not only transferred to the plant, but also transferred through the fruit as well. So we can enjoy the benefits of our positive affirmations through our fruit as well. And that's all I got to say.
Perfect. Yeah, because I know that you guys are also in the process of growing your own food. I'm a huge advocate on growing your own food and eating as organic as possible. I haven't ate meat. I think I'm going on my 6th year. Me and my daughters, definitely a big difference. And for me, when I changed my diet, it really elevated me in my evolution. Okay, there's a lot of different scientific information out there that says, not eating meat will help you evolve. Some people say that, eating meat, it doesn't matter to your evolution. I mean, however which way, whatever, we'll have to talk about that again. But I felt with me personally, when I changed my diet and when I stopped eating meat, it really, first of all, it lightened my whole psyche and my body, and I just felt better. I was more vital. I was more energetic. My mind was more clear. I was able to manage my emotions or just the environment a lot better because I am very empathic, clairsentient. So, I was just able to balance myself out a little bit more than when I was eating meat. Of course, my health improved. No more high blood pressure, no more cholesterol, you know what I'm saying, and all these things. But it is a journey, and hopefully one day I can get back to being vegan, because that's when I felt my greatest. I mean, I felt my greatest when I was a vegan, but that was short lived, I guess. So every now and again, I may eat a cheese pizza, and I know that's horrible. I know, trust me, but cheese is what kind of stops me personally from being completely vegan. But when I stopped eating meat, Duhkulu, I mean, I'm telling you, like, it really made a big difference with me and my evolution, but.
And that's another thing too. I don't mean to interrupt you. Is that
go ahead.
once we get to a stage to where we can start growing our own food, it's gonna be a lot easier to maintain and sustain being vegan. Because a lot of these fruits that we get are GMO'd. We don't know where they're coming from, things like that. So I can see the wherewithal within having the worries and things like that as well. So I'm not a person that can't mess with you or can't be a friend because you eat meat. As long as you understand what you're eating. If you are a meat eater, look to more grass-fed meats, look to more grass-fed beefs or grass-fed chicken, or look for chickens that actually are raised happily on a farm. You know what I mean? Not ones that are things like that, because these animals have feelings and emotions as well, which we can do another build about that.
Yeah, we got to.
And the life that they live is very important, and you want to be digesting the meat, or because you don't want no fruits that are stressed out as well. Like, you don't want no fruits that are being stressed as well. So so I definitely
I mean, I think we're definitely moving in that direction as well. More and more people are starting to garden, even if they're starting off very small, with some peppers or saying something like that. I mean, I think yeah. And I think, maybe 10 years from now, we'll really start to see more and more of that, as things start to become more genetically modified. I mean, yeah, that's going to speed up, but, there's going to be, I just feel like things are going to change. People are going to be more conscious of of what they're digesting. You know what I'm saying? The whole planet is going through a massive transition. So, it's only right that we go through one as well. So Chosen to Win 333 said, I so love this breakdown of the life in water. A child could understand. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Duhkulu, for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, and then Duhkulu, I got one more question for you before you go, but I'll ask you that about your upcoming projects in just a second. But I know, because we were talking about you gardening, right? And so do you use this practice when you garden at all, like speaking into the soil? Like, do you actually use that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For our small plants that we do, like in our houses and things like that, for our small things that we have, yes. But on a massive scale, because we do have an 8-acre property, and we're gonna be taking about 3 or 4 acres and straight farming it out. I want to have speakers, and it's specific people that have positive, uplifting voices, and that I feel that can speak positive love, because there are specific people that when they like when you hear their voice, it just uplifts you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
doing mantras and doing positive affirmations and have those speakers on like a 24-hour loop while these plants are, are growing, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
have them, like constantly in the atmosphere of the plants.
Love it. I love it. Okay, give me like a minute and a half or so, and
Yeah.
I'll come right back with you, Duhkulu. We're going to take a small little break. I want to definitely get out your upcoming projects because, like I said, I really want to support just you and whatever it is that you're doing because I feel like you are so intelligent and that, the knowledge and how you bring it and deliver it is just awesome, And so I definitely want to talk about your upcoming products. So give me projects. So give me like a moment or so, and I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all. We're going to bring back in the wonderful Shawn. Hello, Shawn. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring you up. Oh my God, look at how far you've come on that painting. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. Okay, so Shawn, I'm going to bring you all the way up on the screen. You're not going to be able to hear me, unfortunately, so I won't speak, but I just want them to take a look at what it is that you're doing. One question that I do have that you can talk about is, your experience, like, have you ever tried speaking into water or any other, techniques or anything in respect to water? I mean, you just told us your story, right? But just wanting to know, like, have you tried speaking into your water? Any experience with that, and even just explaining to us your painting. And I'm gonna go
out. I could say, in regards to like gardening, I have spoken to the soil before, with the experiences that I've had gardening in the past. And amazingly, stuff grew that I didn't think would grow. Um, Another thing is just basically like, when I'm like prepping food and I'm cleaning it, I do speak in the water in that sense, like when I'm like cleaning vegetables or fruits or whatever like that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, yeah, I'm always like, whenever I'm cooking, I'm always, speaking. First of all, I have to be in an elevated vibration whenever I'm cooking, because you brought up cleansing your vegetables. So, got to be in an elevated frequency when you're cooking, right? Because again, you're digesting this stuff. And so that's another thing that I do too when I'm washing my vegetables and my fruits and stuff like that, speaking positive energy into it. Yeah. So how has water helps you, in respects to just being empathic? Like, is it just me, or do you feel like water actually help calm your nerves? Just being empathic and
I feel like water kind of it it clears a lot of things that might be foggy. You know, um, it awakens a lot within you. Uh, and it just keeps you kind of centered.
absolutely. Absolutely. I know it keeps me centered. I'm like, oh my goodness. Thank God. Thank God for water. Um, so I love the colors that you're using. Obviously, this painting is inspired by the topic today, water. Can you explain a little bit of what's going on? I'm going to bring the picture back up, so I got to go out. But can you explain a little bit of what's going on?
This is this is like a refreshing, like a renewal or restoration. You know, um, water has that ability to restore. You know, um, that's what I felt in the dream that I saw. That there was a sort of restoration. Because I know lately I have been very drained. Like I've been channeling a lot, through my art. Um, I've been working, commuting, trying to eat healthier. And I guess with this Mercury retrograde is taking a lot out of me. So this recent dream kind of solidified that I was being restored energetically through water.
Yeah, man. And I can definitely, see that. I can definitely see like the waters being stirred up in your artwork. You know what I'm saying? The water being stirred up. And a lot of the times, water, when it gets stirred up, it brings to the shore things that's been forgotten about. And since, we're in Mercury retrograde, it's a perfect time. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would be perfect, Mercury being in the Pisces season, Mercury being retrograde in Pisces, bringing back up things that we thought were forgotten about and clearing them away once and for all. You know what I'm saying? And so your picture really, that's where it drew me to, like stirring up the water, her water, and then letting things go, like releasing it. I'm going to bring it back in. I mean, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Love it, love it. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, Shawn. And again, I really appreciate your presence. I'm going to add all three of us to this live so that we can talk about Duhkulu's upcoming projects that I'm so excited about. Hello, Duhkulu. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey guys.
All right. Now, I just want to thank you. Okay, I just want to come in and just share some comments real quick. Chosen to Win 333 said, "Can you please do videos on what's to grow?" On what to grow our own vegetables and fruit. Today, I just purchased organic seeds to grow my own veggies. Confirmation is a glorious thing. It sure is a glorious thing. Duhkulu, do you have, and we can definitely do a live out. Duhkulu will, I mean, if he's open to it, I know we talked about coming back with him doing his van life. But if I would love to have you back to talk about gardening and other things as well, Duhkulu. Would you be interested in that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And just to give her a quick tip right now, after you buy your seeds, because the most important part is the soil, because that's basically like, for us men, the soil is to what woman that we have, because the seed that we have, like the seed that we plant is going to determine what fruit that we get. So if you have some bad soil, you may not get the highest potential fruit that you can get, right? Like you might get 40 apples instead of 120 apples, depending on what soil you get. You know what I mean? So, like when it comes to your vegetables, make sure that you have the proper organic material and the proper soil, and that you tilled your land properly or your garden properly before you actually plant the seeds, because you want to make sure that the soil is extremely fertile, has enough water, like enough, like store enough water, and have enough like minerals and vitamins in it as well.
Awesome. That was a great tip. Thank you for that. What was her name? Chosen to Win 333. I hope that was some good information for you. I'm going to just bring in really quick this comment from Guru Lee One Earth Tribe TV. It says, Duhkulu has inspired me to do van life and build a tribe/pod and get land myself. I'm so grateful for the knowledge he is teaching. I'm from Belgium, EU, where I am starting van life first. Wow. See what I'm saying? See how you living your life is inspiring other people, whether van life, the poly life is for people or not. I mean, you gravitate to who who needs to gravitate to you. So continue to share your story, because and then they went on and said, I'm already storing money and preparing van life as we speak. And I'm also studying agriculture and building sciences. Oh, wow. That's dope.
if Guru Earth Tribe can hear me, like go to my Instagram and message me on Instagram, and we can definitely build. Because I break down the different budgeting aspects of van life as well. About the expenses. Like you can live in a van for under $1,000 and be comfortable. You know, and you can work your same job and save that extra $600-$700 that you'd be spending on extra bills, mortgages, and things like that. And you can pocket that within 2 or 3 years. Like you might have you a good 27, like I'm a good 27 to $30,000. Doing it that way. But there's other ways that you can do it. Us doing it poly, all three of us are gonna be working. So we make about 1,500, a little bit over 1,500 a piece, like already. So like we're about $4,600 already. You know what I mean? So our expenses are about $850 per month in a van. So you can imagine how much money we're gonna be saving per month for 2 years.
That is outstanding. That is outstanding. It's such a way to look at things because, like you said, Duhkulu, life is changing. And so I think you guys are very innovative. You know what I'm saying? I think that you guys have the freedom, the knowledge, and you are acquiring the resources right now to do what it is that you want to do. Housing is very expensive, man. Housing is very expensive. And there are other people out in the world that, is successful with van life, and they're very happy. You guys are able to travel. You're able to, go and come, or, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's outstanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe when my children are like completely out the house or something, I'll come back to your videos and like, it's time to do damn life. Like I just want to go out my van and like just go traveling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's the reason why I'm like, oh my God, this is so interesting. If I can't do it now because of other things, But that's why I said you guys got the freedom to do it, and you inspire people that maybe if not now, maybe sometime down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we'll definitely be there to help you on that journey.
Oh my God, I would so love it. Got to visit you guys in Africa and Ghana one of these days too. So the last exiting question is, can you please share your upcoming projects? Okay, anything that you would like to share?
Yes. So my purpose here on this planet, on this earth, and the cosmos is to be a father. That's something that our community, especially the Black community, has lacked. Is the drive to want to be the best father that you can be. You know what I mean? And making that something cool again. So that's my purpose. So all this information, the sciences that you see me break down, I'm breaking it down so simply so that I can put it into a child book, a children's book, like a Dr. Seuss book, but put down, like little riddles and rhymes that basically break down how atoms work, how sound frequencies work, how physics work, how nature works, how all this stuff works, so that our children can have a curriculum, storybooks, the same way how we remember Santa Claus stories, or, the Greek eggs and ham, and all these different books that we read when we were children. We could take those same type of forms on how we, feed the children that, and we can add high level sciences so that when they become a specific age, that they already know chemistry, that they already know mathematics, they already know, like physics, history, African history, like knowledge about the world, right? So we have a bunch of upcoming children books that myself are working on when it comes to the science aspect. Then you have our other goddess, Delina. She's a poet, she's a writer as well, and she's developing her own form of children books and things like that, along with our animes, our fan mangas, our comic books, and everything else that we want to do when it comes to literature and that type of realm, when it comes to awakening and spreading the information in that type of world.
Wow, that is so cool. Oh my God. Like when you guys told me you were going to be doing the children's books and things like that, I'm like, perfect, man. Like somebody has to leave behind the blueprint. Somebody has to talk about it. We got to leave it behind for our children. So thank you so much for doing that, you guys. So if someone wanted to reach out to you, which is, everybody's Shawn's information is in the description box below. Duhkulu and his goddess's Instagram and information is in the description box below. Beautiful people. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, Duhkulu, and say, hey, I'm interested in doing van life, or I'm interested in like whatever kind of knowledge you have on gardening, or, scientific knowledge, would you be cool with sharing that?
Oh, yes. Well, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. you know, and if y'all want any videos about soils, gardening, agriculture, I have, I think, 3 videos on my YouTube already breaking down the soils, how our ancestors did different techniques, the shadings, right? I do daily live streams, at least. I used to do daily. Now since van life came, I'm only about 3 or 4, maybe a week now. So you can catch me live on Instagram, but Instagram will probably be the place to where y'all can reach me and fully communicate with me directly and have that intimate connection.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, man. Very, like I said, very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, reach out to him if you are prepared to do so. I cannot wait to have you back on, Duhkulu. This was an amazing vibe. Thank you for your presence, to your goddesses. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Hopefully, I know we were talking about maybe this summer sometime doing a live when you guys get into the van life, but we're gonna have to do something between now and then.
Yes. If we can do a farming or agricultural one.
Yes, I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. And if you guys have any other suggestions, Duhkulu is very knowledgeable. You guys go check out his YouTube and Instagram. If you would like for us to talk about anything here on the Vibe, put it in the comment section. You guys let me know, and I'll talk to him about it. Duhkulu, thank you so much for your time and your energy. Peace and love and light. And thank you.
Everybody hit that like button.
Yep, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
And man, beautiful painting, my brother. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, Shawn, we're still here, you guys. I'm going to bring Shawn's painting up for just a quick second, and then we will end the show. So let me remove myself. Check out this beauty. It's just like so therapeutic watching someone create something. And I've created like a whole story in my head of this painting. I've connected to it that way. So let me see if it can bring some love into you all's atmosphere. I don't know about you guys, okay? But that's some great energy coming through this electromagnetic field. That's some great energy, Shawn. Some great energy. Now, will you be finishing this painting on your Instagram live tonight? I know last time you did that, where once we got done vibing, I saw you earlier or later on your live finishing a painting.
I may or may not. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you guys definitely go follow.
Huh?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shawn.
No, I was just saying it all depends on how I feel.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely want to be elevated when we creating something, and you started out so beautifully. But you guys, you can go follow Shawn on his Instagram as well. I believe your YouTube is definitely there. Okay, he does YouTube. Okay, and I believe his information, his email information is there in case you guys wanted to support his work in any way. One last comment is from Chosen to Win 333. Thank you for your presence here too, Chosen to Win. It says this is a great way to teach our children at an early age. Everyone can learn from you how to teach our children and ourselves. Bless you and your family for this knowledge. I'm sure you're talking to Duhkulu, or probably all of us, and you're so welcome, Chosen to Win. So very welcome. You guys know that I am featuring Artistically Talented. spiritually gifted souls here on 12th House. If you know anybody that, you know, have a lot of scientific knowledge, or you have some scientific knowledge that you've been applying to your life that you would like to express, get at me, email me. My contact information is below. If you know someone that rap, that sings poetry, you know, instruments, I would love to showcase their talents here in 12th House. This is a support. This is a safe place. Okay, this is a safe place, and we support each other with gifts. All right. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining the vibe. I really appreciate you. Shawn, is there anything you would like to say as we go out?
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you. And I learned a lot today from the interview.
That makes me happy. That makes me happy. You know, he breaks it down just so interesting in a way that I feel like anyone can grasp what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And he's very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. So, I mean, he just brought a lot of things into perspective. I'm like, kids, listen to him because he's going to be able to explain it. Science wasn't my favorite subject. Okay. So, you know, it was just like, oh, are you serious? I don't care, you know, back when we didn't know any better. I should have been listening. But thank God for people like him who is bringing it all back. And like I was telling him, a lot of the things that he's talking about, I've been doing it, like practicing it in my life on a spiritual level. But then he comes behind and he's like, yeah, well, that's why this works. That's why this works. I'm like, ooh, I love it. I love it, you know. So definitely be having him back in, Shawn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your presence and your talent. Appreciate that. Shawn will be coming back in as well, you guys, throughout the vibe, you know, because he has such positive, engaging energy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the vibe. I did. You know, I hope somebody learned something and we can apply this to our lives in some way, you guys. I'm going to try to do that live tomorrow discussing the full moon, but we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises, but just in case, y'all, send me some energy if y'all want me to do that live full moon release ritual. I did one for the new moon already. Need to do one for the full moon. So send me some energy, guys, if y'all want me to do that. And until next time, bye, beautiful people. Bye, Shawn.
Bye.